In this episode, join us as we explore Curaçao's rich colonial history.
It's a cannonball fired by the English.
And amazing nature both above and below the surface.
Then there was two eels, really long, except super skinny coming out. And they come out, and whenever you go close, they go in.
Even well below the surface.
We're about to go down 500 feet in a submersible sub.
Plus, check out the island's animals, both on land
Hand feed an ostrich.
and in the sea.
Just looking at the dolphins, and they seem to love us.
Discover it all in
I'm Nathan. And I'm Seamus.
And we're Mom and Dad.
We're traveling around the world discovering amazing countries, new cultures, and really wild experiences together.
Come along with us as we learn all about our planet and about being together as a family.
As we discover the wonders of the world, the wonders of nature, and sometimes wonder, what were we thinking? In Travel with Kids. Located just north of Venezuela in the Caribbean Sea, Curaçao is part of the ABC Islands, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curaçao. Its sunny, dry temperatures, white sand beaches, and warm turquoise waters makes it a prime tourist spot in the Caribbean.
But before we go, we have packing to contend with. We often get asked, how do you pack for such a long trip? Well, if we're going for less than a week, we pack enough for that time. If it's more than a week, we only pack a week's worth of clothes and schedule laundry days along the way. In order to fit it in one bag, we roll our clothes, stuff socks and shoes. Also, be sure to pack one change of clothes and a bathing suit in your carry-on in case your luggage is lost. And speaking of lost luggage, we always recommend getting travel insurance. Check out this app we found with RoamRight. Not only are you getting their excellent coverage, but they provide security alerts and basic information on the place you're visiting, a place to store digital copies of important travel documents, and a dictionary of key terms in local language. Very handy when you're on the road. We purchased our travel insurance for this trip, and it's great to have this app handy when we're traveling.
Curaçao was once part of the Dutch Antilles and is still loyal to the Dutch crown. But it wasn't always that way, as a tour of the capital town of Willemstad shows us.
As the Spaniards in 1499, the Dutch people in 1634, the Englishmen attacked in 1800, the French people in 1803, the Englishmen returned in 1807, and the Dutch people got Curaçao back in 1815.
And the walls here breathe the history.
It dates back to the 1600s.
1637.
Wow.
But this constant turnover between nations has left its mark.
So up in the wall, there's a little black dot. Well, it's a cannonball fired by the English.
And it's become a permanent addition and attraction in the city wall.
So if you take it out, that leaves a gap, and the wall might collapse.
But they weren't always fighting. In fact, most of the fighting was because Curaçao was such a good port. Ships came here for the crew to rest and replenish on the trip between Europe and South America. And along with that, a community was built with infrastructure that is still in use today. Originally constructed in 1888, the Queen Emma Bridge actually floats on pontoons across St. Anna Bay. Nicknamed the Swinging Old Lady, the bridge is on a hinge, and when a boat wants to enter or exit the harbor, the bridge is swung open with the use of motors on the last pontoon, or, on the day we were here, by a tugboat.
So now we're a little bit open so boats can pass through, but now we're going back so it can connect.
It connects so pedestrians can walk between the two areas of Willemstad, Punda and Outra Banda. When it first opened, there was a toll to cross by car, horse, or pedestrians with shoes. But because everyone kept removing their shoes, and a new bridge was built for cars, the toll was eliminated.
Along this same stretch of waterfront, there's a floating market where vendors hawk seafood and vegetables and fruit brought in from Venezuela.
Cuánto esta costa?
So it's a little different.
And in Spanish is cuánto cuesta.
Oh, that's what we were looking
Yeah.
at. So pavimento is
Yeah.
cuánto costa.
Cuánto esta costa? Yeah.
Esta costa.
And they stock up on goodies
Por $3.
$3? Yeah.
Esta es la vaina, Willy, como los perros allá.
How much is this?
$10.
10. 6. Here, there's 2 in here. I'll give you one. Which one's the best? Which one?
Food best? Cashew.
Okay, I'll get that one.
One?
and try some new things. We always encourage the kids to taste a bit of the local food. And this time, it's a success.
It's like a cashew, I don't know, block, but it's good.
But at lunch, at a traditional restaurant frequented by locals, we get a mixed reaction. Seamus, who does not eat much meat, finds it difficult to choose something from the menu.
See, they have stewed goat,
Seamus, stewed goat.
stewed beef. There's also stewed steak, stewed chicken, soup. Special soups they have is kadushi soup. Kadushi soup is like a very slimy soup. You know okra? Well, it's like okra a little bit, but very.
But as always, we all find something we like. Even Seamus, our picky eater.
Plantain, fried banana, right? This is the funchi, that's not the polenta. And then here you have mashed potatoes. And here, rice with beans.
Thank you. Those mashed potatoes are actually really good.
Back outside, we find the traditional market with locally made oils and prepared potions.
This is if you want to be super strong, you drink this. If you want to have lady luck, you drink this. If you want to have power, you drink this. If you want money, you drink this.
And after exploring another Curaçao landmark, it's time to head to our hotel. Along the way, Starla gives us more lessons in papiamento.
Well, we're going to have some papiamento lessons today. And the first lesson is always going to be bombini. And bombini means welcome. If you listen very carefully, you hear a little bit of Spanish and Portuguese. There's something else you should know. Dushi. And dushi means sweet, but dushi also means nice. Thank you is danke.
And then it's time for us to say danke as she drops us at our hotel. We're staying at the Royal Sea Aquarium Resort in Curaçao. And as the name implies, the kids will soon find out that the best part about it, at least for them, is the view from your balcony. Dolphins and sea lions frolic in the ocean just outside our room at the Sea Aquarium right next door. Of course, adults will appreciate the spacious rooms with full kitchens, the relaxing beaches and pools, and all the activities. One of which is starting right when we arrive.
Look for your friend.
Nathan gets put in charge of the pirate treasure hunt,
I'm gonna be a mean pirate. If they don't follow, I'm gonna throw them in the water.
and their prize is treasure beyond their wildest imaginations.
Everyone to meet and greet the sea lion.
Well, this is Snapper, and she's 10 years old.
We spend the rest of the afternoon kayaking in the lagoon behind our hotel, snorkeling and lounging on the beach. At night, we cross the bridge to dine beachfront. where there is a wide array of modern restaurants serving gourmet dishes.
Got a chocolate surprise.
Watching dolphins and sea lions from our balcony, the kids are eager to explore the Curaçao Sea Aquarium, and being that it's next door, it's just a quick stroll over. Founded in 1984, the Sea Aquarium provides visitors an opportunity to learn about the Caribbean sea life. Thanks to a unique pump system, the aquarium hosts 100% natural exhibits that mimic the animals' native environments.
Can you find the rockfish?
And they learn about invasive species.
More worrying to marine biologists and divers is the rate of which red lionfish have taken over the Caribbean reefs.
They especially love the hands-on touch pools.
Okay, so I just flipped this red sea cucumber over, and he has a bunch of rocks on him, and see what happens.
But this aquarium takes touch pools to a whole new level. With their ocean encounters, visitors can actually snorkel or dive with sea creatures like colorful fish and stingrays, and view and feed turtles and sharks in their own world, under the water. So after donning wetsuits,
I feel like a dolphin, it's so smooth.
We're gonna start with these fish in the middle. Okay, so we're gonna play with them first, interact with them. The stingrays are very friendly. With the nurse sharks, they can sit on their tail and bounce from hole to hole to suck in the food. We're gonna lay the fish over top of the hole, all right? With your hand away from the hole.
Seriously, it will be like...
Yeah, it'll just suck right in.
the kids love being so close and feeling like they're a part of the fish's world. And spend time saying hello to kids through the windows of a submarine-type boat that's docked in the aquarium. They find out the nurse sharks really do slurp. And watch the lemon sharks glide by on the other side of the glass.
After diving with stingrays, the kids have the ocean animal bug and want to get close to all the animals at the aquarium. So next up,
we're going scuba diving at the Dolphin Academy with the dolphins.
You guys are going to be touching the dolphin on the side of the body with an open hand. Please remember, the dolphins, they have a very sensitive skin. It's very fragile, so always flat-handed. No padding, no scratching. It's their airway. That's like their nose, so they'll have to breathe air just like you and I, so we never touch this part of the body, okay?
he teaches the kids about how dolphins talk.
We can talk, dolphins can't. Except dolphins, they have their own communication. They have their own language. Yes? So that's where all the sounds come from on top of the blowhole. So I'm gonna have the dolphin do some sound for you guys. You see it all coming from on top of the blowhole.
And how the dolphins hear and see using underwater echolocation.
They have the ears just a little bit behind the eyes right here. It's very, very tiny. But with that little ear, the dolphins, they can hear up to between 6 or 7 times higher frequency than we humans can.
Dolphins send sounds out into the environment, and by using the echo off the objects received back to the dolphin through its ear, they make a mental picture of the environment and any of the objects in it. This is called echolocation. And as the trainer tells them, they will be able to test the dolphin's echolocation abilities by covering its eyes while it finds a triangle.
That was so cool when the dolphin just sat there looking at us.
And the kids are super impressed with the dolphin's skills.
When we were doing the echolocation where he covered the dolphin's eyes with eye patches, and then he gave him a weighted triangle, and without seeing, the dolphin brought it to us, then went to the surface, and then we held it out, and then he came down and picked it up and gave it to the guy without seeing anything.
Once we're back on land, the kids don't want to leave, and it seems the dolphins don't want them to either, as they hang around chatting with them.
Back at the dock, we treat ourselves to ice cream.
2 ice creams cost 10 guilders.
Which is $5.
Guilders is the Dutch word for gold. I wish it was gold.
Since we have explored so much of the sea, we decide to spend the afternoon inland. Curaçao is famous for parks such as Cristóbal National Park, which offers hikes through amazing scenery where visitors may spot wildlife like tropical birds. But where we are going, we are guaranteed to see birds, and big ones at that. We are headed to Curaçao Ostrich Farm, where there are ATV adventures and safari drives. After exploring the small museum, where bones show the kids just how big an ostrich gets.
It's an ostrich bone.
Goes down here on an ostrich.
And learning about some of the other creatures on the farm.
It's called a tapir. But it has the trunk of an elephant, so it can pull roots out of the ground.
And feeding more domesticated ones.
We feed the other goat because he feels left out.
We board a jeep and head out to see the main attraction here, the ostrich. They have ostriches at all stages of life here, from eggs.
And a male ostrich can weigh up to 145 kilos. So that's why we can stand on it easily without breaking. If you hit it with a spoon, it would just break like a chicken egg. But if you stand on it, nothing happens.
You can stand on this ostrich egg because pressure that disperses all over the egg, so it's strong. But if I threw the stone at the egg, it would break because all the pressure is in one spot. Females make the eggs this way because the males have to sit on the egg till it hatches, and the males can weigh up to 100 kilos, which is 145 kilos, which is about 300 pounds. I'm not 300 pounds, hopefully. So I can stand on it. Let's make this.
These ostriches are really curious because the first thing they see when they are born is a human, so they think we are ostriches too.
Well, would the male?
I'll shake my hand.
It doesn't hurt.
Not that much. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, that doesn't hurt at all.
And they peck over and over again. The guide says they are curious and use their beaks to explore what our hands are like.
I feel like he bit me.
Welcome.
Ow, that one hurt.
Further down the road, an adult ostrich warns us to stay out of her territory with a go-away dance.
Oh, he's warning me to don't come any closer because otherwise I will kick you.
How smart is an ostrich?
Well, because of the first thing they see when they are born is us. So they think that we are ostriches as well. The ostrich is not very smart. Their brain is smaller than their eyeball and they only have a memory for over 8 minutes.
I see it showing.
And those powerful legs help an ostrich escape danger. They can run over 40 miles an hour and kick to defend themselves. And those kicks can be lethal. She decides that we're okay and comes and joins us for a snack. Eating ostriches, and they're crazy and not very smart, but they're cool.
I'm trapped. Yeah! Woo!
That drop-off when we were scuba diving really got the boys thinking, what lives down there in the deep blue waters? So today, we're going to find out. Substation Curaçao offers one of the most unique underwater experiences around, taking visitors down to deeper depths than you've ever imagined in a submersible.
We're doing the substation? How far are we going down?
And the depth makes the kids a bit nervous. But the captain assures them that we're going to be safe.
The lights, the thrusters, the batteries hold for 8 hours straight.
Are we going 2,000 feet deep?
You want to go 2,000 feet?
Are we going 2,000 feet deep?
But we won't be going that deep today.
500 feet deep.
100 feet. Because if we can't go deeper, we can't go to 1,000 feet, but it takes a long time to get to 1,000 feet, and it also gets really dark.
I'm feeling kind of nervous and fun, and I wonder what we're gonna see. We're going 500 feet, and I've never been that deep.
The submersible is used for scientific research here in Curaçao.
The thing that goes open like this. So if we have like bigger fish, for example the lionfish, you heard about the lionfish? It's a big problem in the Caribbean. Because this pot, we catch smaller fish for scientific purposes. See this one over here?
Wait, how do you
This hose over here. So basically the end of the hose, it sucks in the little fish. My first year I saw 2 moonfish, about 10 feet wide. Very shallow. Yeah, from the sub. Yeah, saw dolphins. We saw also little weird creatures at 1,000 feet.
And they've even identified a couple of new species.
Taking it back up to the surface, doing DNA checks, and then they're finally saying, yeah, this is a new species.
If you found a new species, what would you name it?
I haven't thought about that actually, but there is one fish that if they confirm that it's a new one, then I'm allowed to name it.
Yeah, name it after us.
You have a suggestion, your names? But which one? I'm only allowed to use one.
Before we go, she explains how the submersible works.
We have 6 thrusters, so basically we're very free to do any kind of movement. Forward, backward, up, down, but also side movements.
And she proposes a little experiment to see what the pressure does at 500 feet.
So right now we're gonna draw on these cups, maybe like 8 of them, and put them in a bag, chain them to the sub. When we go down, we're gonna see what happens.
And then we're ready to embark on our journey under the sea. And in a James Cameron-like moment, the submersible is lifted by crane and lowered into the water. And the kids are curious about director James Cameron taking a submersible to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. More than 36,000 feet down, he spent 3 hours filming and collecting samples for scientific research. So after wiggling through the small hatch on the top of the submersible,
Yeah, you just have to lower yourself down onto like your forearms.
and with some encouragement, I lower myself in,
It's easy, Mom.
and wow, claustrophobics beware. It's a very small place. Just enough room for 2 people to lay on their stomachs in front and 2 people to sit behind the captain. It's weird that we're going to be in this tiny little space going so deep into the ocean. Kind of a little Got a heart race going, but it's exciting.
Ready, O-ring is in place, closing edge.
Well,
Have fun.
guys, ready to go? Hey guys, we're going down.
And we begin our descent.
Oh, we're already so far under.
And what makes us able to go down in the water?
So basically what we're doing now is emptying the air now. There's 2 ballast tanks here, up here. And basically what you hear is all the air going out, being replaced by water.
After a couple pictures with the scuba diver outside, we leave the safety zone for scuba diving. And we bid our diver friend goodbye.
We're at 105 feet past diving level by 5 feet.
There's a giant abyss right here. Oh, God, okay, right up.
150 feet, and we're descending fast. So the reef keeps sloping down,
Yeah.
and a
Endlessly,
steep
basically. Yeah.
steep slope, and then right here just drops off straight, sheer wall.
Reef gradually going down. And now you see this at 220, 250. It stops and then you see a straight wall going out.
325 feet.
Oxygen 20.4, cabin pressure equal 1,000. All scrubbers working, depth 431, heading down and heading east.
And we continue our descent. And it's quite an experience seeing all this life so far down. Coral can grow this far down. That's crazy.
It's black coral. You guys heard about it?
Black coral lives hundreds to thousands of feet below the surface and grows at a very slow rate, making it very susceptible to over-harvesting and the effects of pollution.
It's very vulnerable. As soon as you touch it, it might already die at death.
And there's plenty of fish living on the coral and rocks.
Ooh, little fishies.
See these 2 angelfish here swimming upside down?
Why? To eat all the stuff?
Yep. Basically, they don't have, how do you say it? Equilibrium?
A sense of direction.
Yeah, a sense of when they're swimming upside down. They're basically just following the reef.
It doesn't like hurt their head or anything?
Nope.
That's awesome.
Those fish were discovered by the owner of the sea aquarium and the owner of the submersible. And he was allowed to name it after his daughter.
What do you name it?
Nicky Fish.
A jellyfish.
Another one?
Yeah,
Where?
big one. But it's like a circle at the top. It's right there. Oh, whoa, it's like swirling.
And we get to see why the Caribbean is so worried about the lionfish that has invaded these waters.
Gosh,
10 lionfish
look
right
harder.
there.
The 11, they're all over.
And these lionfish feast on the corals, which is why so many islands are putting them on their menu to help control the population. And now it's time to head back to the surface.
Topside, topside. It's Curaçao, permission to enter the basin. Copy that, proceeding in.
What an amazing adventure, seeing what lives below the realms of where many people have explored, deeper than anyone who swims, snorkels, or scuba dives. And the kids get to see why. How the pressure of the ocean limits exploration that far down.
So, we just finished the submarine and we're taking a look at our cups. It went from this
to this. Look, our drawings.
And the kids get certified as underwater explorers. After our epic dive, we head back to the beach, where we watch yet another amazing sunset. And I'm so grateful for all the adventure we experienced here in Curaçao, and the undersea creatures we met along the way. And I'm so excited about how the kids' imaginations have been sparked with new discoveries to be made on the unexplored territories right here on Earth.